Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Let's take a deep breath in and settle in. Let's put away our distractions and just focus on getting today started with the intention that today is going to be easy flowing. We're going to get more done today than ever before. The more we relax into a situation, the faster and easier it dissolves. It changes when we shift our perspective, when we allow ourselves to be calm. Then reason, one of our mental abilities, allows us to think. We can think clearly. We can think from the solution rather than revolving around the problem. Everything starts with a thought. Our thoughts cause us to feel. Our feelings cause us to take action. And the actions that we take cause a result or a reaction from the universe. So let's take a deep breath in. Let go of whatever issue we have, whatever problem we have, how hard life is. And let's pretend that today is going to run smoothly. We set an intention that we're going to not overreact to every little thing. We're just going to allow. It is what it is. Let's allow it to be the way it is and not fight and strain and struggle. I'm not talking about giving up or giving in. I'm talking about letting things be easier. I'm going to talk to you from Bob Proctor's book, The Art of Living, about working from the higher to the lower power, leaving your physical senses out and tapping into universal energy, tapping into the universal power, universal mind. You might say God. You might say you're tapping into spirit. You're connecting to your higher self. What would it mean if you understood that energy is always flowing? All the greatest spiritual leaders and all the greatest scientific leaders know that and believed and taught over the ages that everything starts from higher to a lower power. And in Raymond Hollowell's book, The Law of Success, and in his book, Working with the Law, he says, God intended every individual to succeed. It is God's purpose that mankind should be great. Isn't that wonderful? God intended that you and I would become great. In another book, Robert Russell said, there's no secret to becoming great. You become great by doing little things in a great way every day. So you don't have to look for something really big. Start right where you are. Do your best at everything you do. Now, there's some craziness going on in the world today. I'm talking about being the best at little things and doing little things in the best way possible with integrity, with values, with trust, most importantly, from your heart. Halliwell said it is God's will that man should not only use but enjoy every good in the universe. The law of God denies mankind nothing. Men and women are born to be rich. Bob Proctor created a program. He's written a book called You Were Born Rich. And he tells us that you have deep reservoirs of talent and ability within you. You're probably just a little short of money. But as Raymond Halliwell says, the powers inherent within you are inexhaustible. I want you to think about that for a moment. You have powers that are inexhaustible. This is the law. How many times have you said to yourself, I'm exhausted, I'm tired? What if you tapped into universal power that is inexhaustible, that is always flowing to and through you and is there for you to tap into, to connect to that greater power that can do great things, inexhaustible, infinite. Halliwell said each normal person is endowed with a complete set of faculties which, if properly developed and scientifically applied, will ensure ever-growing success. And the great Napoleon Hill said, an educated person is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated person is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. Think about that. We don't need wars. We don't need fights. We don't need to violate each other's rights. We can acquire whatever we want. It is God's wish that every person should have what they desire. Halliwell said, God intended every individual to succeed. It is God's purpose that every person should become great. We're not taught to develop our mental faculties. We're taught to live by our five senses. Do you know what that does? It programs us to live from the outside in. It programs us to live from the bottom up. Bob Proctor says, what do you mean by that? I mean, we live from the physical up to the intellectual or the spiritual. And you're letting the physical control the higher, but it doesn't work that way. Universal intelligence, God, works from the higher to the lower. Higher power, spirit always manifests from the higher to the lower, from the non-physical to the physical. If you're going to live in harmony with universal laws, that's the way you're going to have to work. You're going to have to work from the thought to the thing, not from the physical thing to the thought. Now, what does Bob Proctor mean by that? He means don't let your bank account dictate your financial status. One of the things that he asks people when they first come to work with him is, how much what's the most you've ever earned in a year? At one time, Bob Proctor had a business partner, and he asked him, what's the most you ever earned in a year? And he said $100,000. He was pretty proud of that. It was pretty good money at the time. Bob said, if you do exactly what I tell you, I'll show you how to change that into a monthly income. And you know that within a few months, he was earning $100,000 a month. That's what Bob Proctor helped people to do, and that's what I can help people do. We teach people how to turn their annual income into their monthly income by setting up multiple sources of income. Maybe you don't believe that. It goes by the laws of the universe that you have to work according to the universal law. You can't keep looking at what you have and complaining that there's not enough. You can't keep worrying and doubting and showing the world why you're depressed, why you're anxious, why the physical evidence is showing you all the problems. You have to work from the upside down, from the inside out, from what it is that you truly desire and what it feels like to become that person, to be the person who is abundantly wealthy, working with love and trust and integrity and faith and well-being, understanding the laws of the universe. That means studying them and applying them every day. Raymond Holliwell said that each normal person has a complete set of faculties that will ensure greater and greater success when they are developed. You have perception. Perception is the way you look at life. You have your will that teaches you to concentrate. You have a memory. There's no such thing as a bad memory. You have a perfect memory. Just have to practice strengthening it. You have reason, that's your ability to think. And you have been gifted with a beautiful imagination and intuition. These are all phenomenal mental tools. You can develop them to experience greater and greater success. And you're going to have to use them if you're going to learn how to live from the inside out. That means spending time blocking out your 5 physical senses, your 5 sensories of looking around and taking in everything that you see, hear, touch, taste, and see. Instead of looking at what is, decide what you truly want and develop your 6 mental faculties. Every person comes with the capacity for endless development. Endless development. That sounds pretty exciting. Bob Proctor worked on that for over 60 years. And he studied the universal laws until the day he died. He said he just wanted to keep getting better and better. Holliwell says, advancement into all things is the law's great purpose. By learning to work with the law in promoting that aim, a person may build himself into greater and greater success. You can build yourself into a greater and greater success. So what does success mean to you? Do you want to be successful financially? Most people think that's all that success means. But I'm talking about successful in all of your relationships with your family, with your community, your love life? What would it feel like to just know that all of your relationships are loving and caring, kind and respectful? You're going to build yourself into greater and greater successful relationships. What about your work? I know way too many people who can't stand their jobs and all they want to do is stay chained to that paycheck long enough that they think they have enough money in the bank so that they can retire and enjoy life. I don't think many people are going to make it to enjoy their pensions in retirement if they hate what they're doing now, because hate begets hate and love begets love. You cannot hate something and expect wonderful, successful, loving, peaceful life to show up. If you want to earn more money and you want it to be easier and you want to live a financially abundant life, you have to think from what it would be like. It's not hard work. It's easier when you understand that universal energy is flowing to and through you. Napoleon Hill said, it takes no more energy to work for the big idea than it does for a small one. Bob Proctor went from earning $4,000 a year to millions. He worked less. He enjoyed life. He loved his work. And millions were flowing into his bank account so he could help build schools in Africa. He was so generous. He would tip $100 bills to people that helped him with his luggage because he always understood that money is energy. Money comes where it's invited and stays where it's welcome. What's your feeling about money? Do you think it's evil? Do you have to think it doesn't grow on trees? Do you think you have to work and grind and scrape? You will always work and grind and scrape for money if that's what your belief system is. When you change your opinion, when you change your perspective, when you work with the universal law, when you love life, life loves you back. God wants you to be rewarded with everything you desire. You have to feel worthy of receiving. What else can you expect when you work with your higher powers? You're going to have more friends, better friends. You're going to live in a healthier body. You're going to enjoy your work more. You're going to do what you want to do and live the way you want to live. Hollowell says, nature knows no failures. All the processes of nature are successful. Nature never plans anything but success. She aims at results in every form and manner. To succeed in the best and fullest sense of the term, we must, with nature as our model, copy her models, copy her methods. In her principles and laws, we shall discover all the secrets of success. We succeed when we model nature. There is a law of rhythm, a law of polarity, a law of cause and effect, a law of transformational energy. The tide always goes out and the tide always comes in. Night always follows day. Spring always follows winter. These are the laws of nature. Infinite resources are at your disposal. There are no limits to the possibilities. There are infinite possibilities. When you think about a situation, see if you can use your imagination and try to perceive what things would change if you thought differently, if you acted differently. What if you focused on good coming to you? What if you focused on what it feels like to be healthy and happy and wealthy and loving your life? How happy you would be, how easy love flowed into your life when you're not grumbling and complaining and pointing out everything that was wrong. You know that everything in the universe will rush to your aid when you are working in harmony with the laws of the universe. There is no emotional or capricious God sitting on a cloud. The law is a uniform and orderly method of the omnipotent God. It's the way everything works. Everything works perfectly. Nothing is impossible. And you might be thinking, oh, the world is in dire need of this. Yes, you're right. But you know, it's because we're living in harmony with the law that we can live the way we do. There are some people in the world who have never seen a toilet. There are some people in the world who have never used a bank account. There are some people in the world who have never seen electricity. But the whole world was like that not long ago. Electricity was developed when someone had the idea of bringing more light into the world easier than lighting a candle. Your cell phone was developed by somebody deciding they wanted to have a conversation with loved ones in the next room or the next state or the next city or the other side of the world without using an operator and a crank phone or a letter that took months to cross the ocean. Do you know that everything that you take for granted now is relatively new? All of this has just happened in the last century or so. Think about it. It happened because we started to understand the laws of the universe. Raymond Holliwell said, higher faculties, remarkable talents, superior insight, and greater power are dormant in all. And by special psychological methods, these exceptional elements can be developed in an extraordinary degree for actual and practical use. Every mind can develop greatness. It's simply a matter of knowing how. True self-help, self-discovery, self-knowledge, and the proper instructions in applying one's mental faculties and using one's forces will advance any person. You see, the mind is perfect. universal mind is perfect. Mankind is not, but we can think, and our thoughts turn into things. Hollowell said, practice will ensure efficiency. Use will bring forth results. Success, therefore, is within the reach of every aspiring person. Do you wish to succeed? You can. You possess all the essentials within yourself. All you need is to gain a right understanding of the principles and the laws upon which success is based, and then to apply the right methods of operating these causes until success is earned. But you must earn it. There is no free lunch. I'm just touching on the laws of success, but as you really study, you begin to realize that there is universal help everywhere around us. We can have everything we want. We can enjoy all the good we want to enjoy, but only if we work in harmony with the laws of the universe. I want you to get a picture of what you truly desire. Not what you think you can have, not what you're settling for, not what other people told you you should want. Your success doesn't come from what you do. It comes from how you do it, and it's what's going on inside of you. It comes from living in harmony with the law. It's not about money. Having the freedom to do what you want is becoming aware of the presence of universal energy, the laws of the universe, and tapping into that, using that power, visualizing what your life would be like if you were healthy, wealthy, happy. What are you going to do when money is pouring into your bank account? How are you enjoying it? How fun it is? How much are you changing the world around you? I want you to think about that. Make it a goal. Don't say someday when I have the money, I'm going to do that. Tap into the universal energy, the energy that creates worlds, and place your order to the universe. Pretend that the universe is like your favorite restaurant and you get to order whatever it is you want. Write down your order and say, I am so happy and so grateful now that. Write down where you want to be living, how you want to be living, what kind of work you want to be doing that gives your life purpose. You are fulfilled and happy. You're living your best life. You are loved. You are cherished. All of your relationships are respectful. You're living today with ease and flow. Write it down. What does it look like? Place your order with the universe. Focus on what it looks like, and then let go of the how. The universe does the heavy lifting. The universe puts all the pieces together, but you have to be a cooperative component and work in harmony with the universal law. Write down what you want. Get into the feeling of well-being and faith that everything you want is coming to you in the right time, according to God's laws. Create your list. Demand this is what you want from the universe, and act as if you already have it. Pretend in your mind that it's yours. And when you get an idea to start doing something differently, I challenge you to go ahead and do it. Take action, even if you're afraid. And let me know how that works out for you. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. And for my clients, today we're going to be talking about those 6 mental faculties, getting into alignment with universal law, and staying in charge no matter the circumstances that you're facing. Thank you for joining me. Create a wonderful day.